Why is it good to be lazy? Laziness and procrastination has a lot of bad connotation attached to them. People tend to write you off if you're one lazy person. But believe me, you should be proud of your laziness because you are a prodigy in making. And I'll give you anecdotes of this. You might be knowing about the great Leonardo da Vinci. He took 15 years to make the masterpiece, Mona Lisa. He was a chronic procrastinator. But he also derived inventions in helicopters, scuba gears, parachute, and many more things. And he did all this while he should be working or painting. He was a procrastinator, but he was a genius. And then comes the great Douglas Adams. He was the author of the series of books, Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy. He was also a procrastinator. Publishers and editors had to lock him up to make him complete his work. And once he quipped, saying that he loved deadlines just because he loved the whooshing sound that they made while they passed by. Anyways, and one more example, there's this great Albert Einstein. He was so inefficient and lazy in his college days that he was termed as a lazy dog by his math professor. He was a mathematician but termed as a lazy dog by his math professor. Enough of anecdotes. Let me take a detour and let me give you a brief history of timekeeping devices. 13.7 billion years ago, an explosion happened, and among many other things, one thing got invented, that was time. Cavemen used to see at stars to keep track of time and date, but it was a tedious process. There came element X, which invoked us to make a clock. The Egyptians made the first clock, which was a sundial. But obvious disadvantage, cloudy or night, it will be a failure. Then came the water clock, but the water could freeze. Then came the burning candle clock. It was not feasible. So in 1600s, thanks to Galileo, his discovery about pendulums, there came pendulum clock. But it was not feasible to carry a pendulum clock on a ship. So a pocket watch came, which was made out of spring balance, which you could put it in your pocket. But then again, element X kicked in. Nobody wanted to pull out their pocket watches out of their pocket. It was the soldiers of the World War. They wanted a wristwatch on their hand. And then, after all these clocks were made, we were stumped by this question that we should achieve accuracy in time. So, cesium clocks and then quartz clocks happened. But even after that, we delve into our smartphones and just say to it, "Hey Siri, what time it is?" Element X. Guess what? The element X is laziness and procrastination. Laziness has kicked innovation into humans, and human history is a big proof. Now, I would like to give you reasons why procrastination works in our life. 3 reasons, but in particular. Reason number 1, lazy people are creative. It is said that lazy people are messy people. They tend to keep things around them in a messy way. So in a social experiment, a group of volunteers were divided into 2 groups, room A, room B. Room A had a neatly arranged table, room B had a messy table. Guess what? Most of the creative ideas came out of room number A. Room number A gave the very least creative ideas, which were having a beer pong game. And the most creative ideas came out of room number B, which gave ideas like making ice trays out of ping pong balls or attaching them to the chair legs. So in conclusion, the experiment said that lazy people are indeed creative. Be proud of it. Then reason number 2 was lazy people are indeed productive. You might have noticed that towards the end of your day, or maybe towards nearing a deadline, you tend to become very fast. Your pace increases towards completing your work, and maybe you tend to concentrate on work that is important. So that way, lazy people try to procrastinate, keep it to the last moment, and we can say they are productive, and they do it by their will. And there is an 80-20 rule which says that only 20% of your efforts give 80% of your results. So the conclusion is working less does not mean that you are less effective. Reason number 3 is that lazy people are smart and confident. They make good leaders. They know how to delegate monotonous jobs to others and concentrate on critical issues. And you would find them, they are so good and confident at their jobs. You would find such people watching cat videos or Facebook feeds while in their downtime. Most famous example is Leonardo da Vinci. In his downtime, he made helicopters and scuba gears. So there are many reasons that laziness is good. Larry Wall, the inventor of Perl programming language, says that laziness is good for a for a computer programmer. So we should be proud of our laziness if you are one. And Bill Gates once said that you might be knowing that he would hire a lazy person to do a difficult job at Microsoft because he would find an easier way to do it. So laziness is good. And a lazier life is very stress-free. So I would say, tell the other people who would say that it is bad, that the second mouse always gets the cheese, and the impatient first mouse gets trapped. So should you be any lazier? Yes, indeed.
It looks like Fidelity has